I was looking at your kitchen selfies and saw some beautiful kitchens and equipment. You might not think of it as beautiful since you see it every day, but compared to the rest of the world, the United States has some of the best kitchens. Obviously, there is a spectrum from plain to fancy, but as a whole, you won't find a country with nicer kitchens than we have. Kitchens around the world. In India, you can see some people have to burn wood to cook food. Somewhere else in India, this family is a little bit financially more well off than the previous picture, but you can still see they have to cook using a portable stove top. They don't have much in the way of cabinets, just a space underneath the table with a curtain in front of it, and their pantry where they keep their food is in the same spot. This is a pretty clean kitchen, but it's also very small and minimalistic. Here is another place in India, probably what you see behind the refrigerator, if that is a refrigerator, is a bed. So this is probably a living space, kitchen, bedroom, all in one. Over here you can see portable cook stove, and this here appears to be a propane tank to fuel the cook stove. Pots and pans are here, silverware is stored on the wall, and the bedroom is right here. A similar picture in India. The propane tank is right here, portable cooktop. This is cabinets for cookware. Somewhere else in India, they have to go outside for their water, and they cook outside as well. I don't know what country this is, but this is another home, and you can see it's a very minimalistic kitchen. They do have a sink with running water and a stove that looks like it's gas powered. England is not a third world country by any stretch, but they don't have the same variety and choice that we do here in the States. Notice there are no windows here. It's a very basic kitchen. There's a range with looks like one or two burners and a sink with hot and cold running water. Nothing fancy. This is Kenya. I spent a few weeks in Kenya on a short-term missionary project a few years back, so I know a little bit about it. This lady here is cooking a big pot of probably something called ugali, which is a porridge kind of similar to oatmeal. It's their main staple food. That spoon she has in her hand is an ugali paddle. I have one here, the same size as that, which if we get back to school, I'll show it to you. But anyway, notice she's cooking over an open fire, and the next year we'll show another family. This is their kitchen, and over in this area right here, you'll see this is their earthen stove, and notice that there's a whole bunch of black area up here. That's because when this stove is cooking, the smoke just rises to the top of the house. I'm not sure if this is a picture of a whole house, or some homes have a separate kitchen because it gets so smoky. But notice the smoke just fills the house and comes out underneath the eaves. That's very typical in Kenya. Here we see a lady in a house, or a kitchen at least, made of corrugated sheet metal. See how black it is? That black is soot from the smoke from the open fire. Here she is after her kitchen. Well, it looks like a completely different kitchen, but it's a kitchen with a chimney so the smoke can exit outside. Look how white the walls are. Here's another home with a chimney on their cook stove, and yet another one. These chimneys are a new twist. Here in Mexico, in the state of Oaxaca, we see a wood-burning stove. This is also in Oaxaca. I don't know what they're using to cook, but their storage is, as you can see, the walls and the ceiling. Just hang pots and pans wherever you can put them. This is someplace in Mexico. I want to draw your attention to this right here. This is the gas line to feed this little portable cooktop. What they do is put a tank of propane gas outside with a hole in the wall and a tube to fill their stove. They buy their gas, fill the tank, and when the tank's empty, they refill it. But it's stored in a tank outside the wall on the other side of that hole. Here in the States, most of us have natural gas that comes through pipes. Here's another stove in Mexico. They're making some tortillas over an open fire. This is Kazakhstan. This is something you would not see here in the United States. Probably, I'm guessing that the kitchen and the bathroom are the same space. This is probably the only sink in the home, but they don't think too much of having a toilet and a food preparation area right there in the same room. This is Yemen. You can see a stove here, which is appears to be a gas-powered stove, so there's a propane or a butane tank somewhere close by. But look how close it is to the ground. This poor lady has to sit on the ground or kneel on the ground just to fix a meal. This is Guatemala. There's a refrigerator and a stove of sorts. I don't know what they're doing for water, but it's a very basic kitchen. Here in Japan, they have all modern conveniences. However, what they don't have in Japan is space. This is probably their entire kitchen. The sink, storage, the stove, and their food preparation, all in that small area. We have tons and tons of space here in the United States compared to what they have in Japan. This is a basic kitchen in Ireland. Again, nothing fancy. There's a stove of sorts. No enclosed cabinets. I don't know what the sink looks like or refrigeration looks like. They do, as you can see, have electricity. Ireland is not a third world country. Here's Cambodia. This girl is cooking something over an open fire. This is probably outside or close to outside. Their stove is 3 bricks with a fire in the middle. Here in the Philippines, we have something similar. There is a stove of some sort right there, maybe propane powered. And it looks like the whole kitchen is outside or close to being outside. So there are some things you might take for granted. Running water. Every one of your pictures had a faucet and a sink with hot and cold running water. Some people don't have that luxury. They have to go get their water. And it can at times be questionable whether or not it's safe. Our water here in the United States is always safe to drink. Now, I know what you're thinking. We don't like the taste of it, and sometimes that's the case. But in every state of the Union, the water is safe to drink. It won't make you sick, even though you may disagree with the taste. Most of us have gas stoves. Some have electric. When I moved into my house, I had an electric stovetop, and I had it replaced with gas. But they're both better than a wood-fired stove. Refrigeration. We all have refrigerators. This refrigerator here in the corner is a small one, but it is functional. The one in the lower left-hand corner is called a pot-in-pot refrigerator. It does not need electricity to operate. There is a pot with vegetables in it, and around it is some sand, and then another pot. And water is poured into the sand, and as the sand dries, it takes away heat and cools the inside. It works well in dry climates. It doesn't work in humid climates. Electricity. What can I say? Microwave oven. Most of you had pictures of microwave ovens. When I was your age, I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to use that phrase, but when I was your age, I didn't have a microwave oven, so I couldn't just throw my pizza in the microwave oven or my popcorn or my Hot Pockets. It was not an option for me. You might think that your kitchen, is quite common, but compared to much of the world, you have a deluxe kitchen with electricity, refrigeration, a microwave oven, gas or electric fueled stove, hot and cold running water, storage cabinets, all of it a good distance away from the bedroom and the bathroom.